I'm very surprised, and all the time I question myself, what is the secret to make something going over the time and lasting for so much. And instead, other products that were building so that are lasting only for some seasons. And I think is part to catch a larger spirit of the time. Because when we talk about the spirit of our time, we think that is something that is very dynamic, changing continuously. But some opinions, some ideas are lasting for much longer than not one season. Really, Singapore is very much advanced, and advanced is much more advanced than any other cities that I know. I mean, in the past, New York was a symbol of evolution in architecture and in design. Everybody that was successful in New York was successful in the world. No longer today. Today, what is driving the evolution of the world is technology. And technology is very important for experimenting new solutions in architecture, in design, in interior design. And the problem is always a bridge what we can do with what we can use, with what we can apply in everyday life. The main meaning of technology is that technology is pushing for new evolutions. And the big changement, the big transformation of what we are living will be more and more rapid and more revolutionary. We say that we are living in an exponential time. That means that everything that the changements that has been done in the past are nothing in relation with what will happen in the future. Now we are in a time in which AI is completely changing our relation with the knowledge, with technology, with the connectivity between human people. Probably AI will help a lot to understand better each other, to make translation between languages easier, to make more clear the meaning of words, of objects, of events. I believe that artificial intelligence is the main revolutionary, innovative forces in technology. I believe that this matter of how to treat climate will be the center of innovation in the future, and will be the center of innovation because we will create different approach to air control in the different climate of the world. Today we are used to climatize environment, just blowing air in the space. In the cold country we blow warm air, in the warm country we blow fresh air. By nature, warm air goes up, cold air goes down. So in the next future we will have refreshment just on the ceiling, and warming just on the floor. We will not use air any longer because air is moving bacteria, air is moving pollution, is moving powder, and in some way is unnatural. Instead, to stay in a natural climate where we can control the heat coming from the floor and the refreshment coming from the ceiling will be fantastic. And in the next future, we will not need so much space over the ceiling, because now we are used to install all the pipes and machineries in the ceiling. So that means that in a short, all the buildings that we did till now, they will be old, and that we will need to rebuild the spaces to have a more efficient and more livable internal space. Today we are used to separate spaces with walls. This mentality to cut spaces in slices is not very intelligent. Spaces will be nice to be used in a dynamic way, to be flexible, to be adaptable in the morning, in the afternoon, in the lunchtime, in the dinner time, by night, and so on. So we have a lot of steps ahead to do and to think, just imagining new way and new flexibility for spaces. Because all these innovations, all these technological innovations will change our way to conceive life, to conceive relations, to conceive working together, to conceive how to cooperate together. One problem is to allow everybody to be interconnecting and interacting with other people. And the other one is to maintain the personality and the identity of the single people. If we are making together the same people for the same reason continuously, there is no dynamic, there is no energy. You know, energy is done by a negative pole and by a positive pole. We need a polarization also to make life. We are very lucky to live in this time. You know, I always think that my father and my mother, they used to have lunch and dinner with local food in Italy, in the region of Italy where I've been born, all life long. They never had Chinese food or Thai food or Vietnamese food or Japanese food, never. Maximum was maybe sometimes in their life they tasted some French food. Now we have every day, for every meal, something different. And we have this huge freedom of selecting what we want to have for lunch or for dinner. And this is the quality of the time in which we are living, because we are growing, we are evolving ourselves, and we are evolving ourselves through diversity. The idea of long-lasting, a more sophisticated interpretation. Everything that is dynamic today is valuable, is updated. Everything that is dynamic today is looking contemporary, and everything that is blocked, fixed, unchangeable, it looks strong, it looks old, it looks bulky, and it constrains that we have to walk in the future. Especially in Italy, we have this problem because we have a lot of historical buildings. We have a very strong and well-organized heritage protection. And most of the time when we have to do something, we cannot, because otherwise we damage the historical heritage. And we fight all the time because we fight with the historians and the art historians, and we fight with the investors, because the investor would have to change everything, and the historians, they want to keep everything. And we are just in the middle between these two ways of facing reality. We have to change, but we have to keep. We have to think to the future, but always to be aware about where we come from. Safety and innovation. They are two important, fundamental values of every choice that we do. We need to feel safe. If we do not feel safe, life becomes anxious. And that's the reason why I say we should keep always a large part of our view optimistic. Because if we feel unsafe, we will stop any activity, we will stop any positiveness towards the future. In furniture, we have a lot of connections with art. Two kinds of furniture. One are in-built furniture that are built together with architecture, and these are part of architecture. They're not furniture. Cupboards, kitchen, or all this kind of built-in furniture in some way are furniture but belong to the architecture. And the other are self-standing furniture. And self-standing furniture are just the expressive part of the house. And just because of that, they are much closer to art. So we can say that furniture is a way to bridge architecture with art. Fantastic. Fantastic. Architects and designers, they have the biggest ego in the world. This is something else that we have to consider in the future, how to treat our ego and how to manage our ego. Because right now, we know that we have an ego. We know that when we deal with somebody, it's ego against ego. But we are not very sophisticated in this game. It's a game. I try to tell myself continuously where what I do is coming from my ego or is coming from my interpretation of the world. But sometimes it's the same. But to know I'm driven by my ego, I repeat continuously to myself. I do because of my ego. I want to satisfy my ego.